from the miracle Jesus did in John chapter 6 about how Jesus wanted to feed 5,000 men, and here there was nothing to use, the budget was not there. When the Passover of the feast of the Jews was nigh, verse 4, when Jesus lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come to him, he said to Philip, "When shall we buy bread that these may eat?" And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient for them, that every one of them may take a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Simon's brother, said to him, "There is a lad here which hath 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many?" Jesus said, "Make the men sit down." Now there was much grass in that place. So the men sat down in number, about 5,000. Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, likewise of the fishes as many as they would. And when they were filled, he said to them, "Gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost." Gather, that is, another translation says, gather the remnants. Gather the remnants that remain, so that nothing will be lost. That is to say, we don't want to lose even the remnant. Those of us who have undertaken the ministry to the remnants, we need to comfort ourselves in the way the Lord sees things. The hungry is only interested of how he will fill his stomach and go. But the provider is also saying, "I'm interested in the..." Talk now. It's very easy to celebrate the fresh loaves of bread. It's very easy to celebrate the fried fish that is smelling, just being brought out of frying pan. The aroma, the fragrance that the fresh bread from the oven is providing, and how we have filled our tummy with the bread and the fish. That's a very mighty miracle to talk about, to celebrate. And celebrate in the numbers of the eaters, to celebrate in the numbers of the consumers, to celebrate the miracle of thousands that ate and were full. And for the servants who served, for the disciples who served, the miracle in the hand of the disciple. These were 5 loaves of bread. But when Jesus blessed it and gave it to the disciples were 12. So the moment the bread was moving from hand of Jesus to the disciples, it had become 12. And as disciples were sharing it, 5,000 each. So the moment it was changing hand, it was multiplying. Is somebody following me here? Now, I'm a Bible teacher. And I warned you yesterday, if you are slow, I'll leave you behind. The multiplication took place as they were sharing it. It has been blessed, but it did not multiply until they began to. So you can be blessed and not multiply. Jesus blessed it, so it is blessed. But that's where it ends. If when Matthew was giving his own, Andrew was giving his own, Peter was giving his own to share, if they ate it, the next place you will be hearing of that bread is latrine, toilet. But if it was shared, it multiplied. You can be blessed and not multiply if you don't know about sharing. And I hear people say, oh Lord, bless me, oh Lord, bless me. It's the easiest thing to do and to get from God. You can be blessed and not multiply. The disciples and the apostles, when they were setting up the church, the Bible says they were bringing money, they were bringing resources to the feet of Peter. And Peter was spreading it out. Not that Peter will now sit down as the richest man of God in Africa. What's the meaning of that? Heaping money. In Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 17, let me show you what the word of God says. We are remnants, and we are proud to be. The Bible says, he who will be our leader, he who will be our pastor, he who will be our bishop, he who will be our king, he who will be our leader. He said, neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So the gathering of the money at the feet of Peter was not for Peter to now sit down and become the richest man of God. That's not the intention. The intention is that let the money be gathered, and when it has been gathered, do what? And that's how blessing multiply. When God told Elijah, go to the brook Cherith, and the birds will be bringing food, you'll be eating bread and flesh, and you'll be drinking from the brook. You alone. Brother Elijah sat by the brook and was drinking the brook until the brook dried. You alone, you drank a dam. Dam dry. Opari dam. Opari esa. Omudam be. You drank, you soaked the dam until the dam dried. Man of God. Then God told him, live here. So, of course, you have finished the dam. Go to Zarephath. There's a woman there. They have only a bottle of oil. And as long as you sat there, you, the woman, the son, the family, the oil will not finish. But you alone finish it down. Man of God. But when you now sit down and you are sharing, and the family is eating, this one is not a dam, it is a bottle. The temptation for me here is to be enjoying my speech and miss my flight in Abuja in the evening. So I'm going to stop. But I must confess to you that I enjoy what I'm teaching this morning. And when they had eaten and they were full, Jesus said to the same people that share the bread, which is an easier ministry. It's easier. It's more celebrative. It's more honorable. It's more decent, a chef, to be the one serving the fresh bread and the fresh fish and the fried fish, than to be the same person that is now being called upon to take care of the remnants. We don't want to set up a ministry in which we're only enjoying wedding, we're only enjoying naming ceremony, and you don't know about burials. We don't want to set up a ministry where we're only talking about prosperity, about how you are blessed, about how you will be rich, and you don't know anything about those who are poor. You don't know anything about those who don't have food to eat. They are also children of God. You don't want to hear that there are those who have no shoe. What type of man of God is that? And yet Jesus said, the poor you have among you always. I go to preach in Sefunga in East Africa. And men trek 100 miles to come for Bible study. Not to come for a miracle service. The last time I was leaving the field in East in the desert, I saw a group of people who are weeping. And I walked up to Bishop Matokia, who was my host. And I said, why are these ones weeping? He said they left their home 4 days ago. And wherever night met them, they slept on the road. And 4 days they arrived here this morning and they were told that the meeting is over. And they're going to trek another 4 days to go back home. And we're going to the same heaven. The concern of God is not only about the bread and the fish that had been served. He is also concerned about... It is very important for you to understand what I am saying. And I will tell you and go. If you are the ones who ate the bread, if you are the ones who ate the fish, and you drop the remnants on the ground here, you drop fish bone, you drop it here. You bite a loaf and drop the other one here. You ate and you drop them here. And this whole house of God is now full of the remnants of bread and of fish. And you left it here and you went away. By the time you come back here next week, you will find cockroaches here. You will find flies. You will find ants. You will find rats. You will find lizards here. Because you did not handle the remnants. These cockroaches, these ants that I'm talking about, they're not coming from Lagos. They're outside here. But they are not here now because the remnants are not on the ground. The lizards are not coming from London. The lizards are outside here. The ants are not going to crawl in from Kano. The ants are outside. They are behind the church here. The moment you leave remnants uncatered for, you leave remnants and you are not concerned about that, And yet the ministry of serving the bread extends to gathering the... It's not that Jesus told the disciples to serve the bread and we are going to look for another set of people to come and gather the remnant. The same people who serve the bread are the ones to gather the remnant. And it's part of the ministry. It's a holistic ministry. We don't want to have brethren in the church who only know about serving the bread and the fish and they don't know about how to manage. Stand up on your feet. And it is our poor understanding, terribly poor understanding by the managers of the pulpit who are teaching wrong things to the church. Just about how to serve the bread and the fish. They are not teaching us on how to manage the remnants. Because they don't consider that to be part of the ministry. It's part of the ministry. They're just talking to you about how to serve the bread, how to serve the fish, that you are supposed to eat. For 40 years of Nigerian Christianity, we have not taught them on what to do with the remnants. So the church is full of mosquitoes. The church is full of ants. The church is full of cockroaches and rats. The whole place is smelling. If we serve bread and fish here, and we left the remnant here, by the time you come back here next week, it's not only ants and mosquitoes we are talking about. Even the odor in this place will change. You will see maggots. The decay in the church of God in Nigeria today is not about the fresh fish. It's not about the fresh bread. It's about the management or mismanagement or lack of management of the remnants. That's how the whole place is smelling. That's how the whole place is rotting. And they don't want us to talk about it.